There's something about Mary Harron's American Psycho that makes it stand out from other movies. Something about the character of Patrick Bateman that connects it with the audience in a way that no other character has pulled off before. Is it the way he hates his job? The way he always feels pressure to perfect himself? How about the way he feels insecure about the smallest minute details? It's strange. A mass-murdering psychopath is still a man that causes many viewers to feel empathy for them. Somehow, Patrick displays emotions that are familiar to us. All the while we are being reminded that Patrick feels nothing at all. Patrick lives in a beautiful apartment, he has a great paying job, and he has everything a man in the 80s could want. He should be happy, but he's not.
There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
The film is constantly telling us that Patrick is a creature with no feeling. He even tells us himself that he is not real. Patrick doesn't feel like himself. He is something different, if anything at all. The face mask he wears in the first scene represents how he conforms to society. Trying to make himself look perfect is almost a forced obsession, something he must do if he wants to appear human. It also hints that he has to hide his true self, and he masks his insanity to hide his evil mind. When Patrick peels off the mask, he is a different entity, as he stares blankly at his reflection. It is plain to see that despite trying to look normal, he is empty inside. Conformity is something a lot of us struggle with. I'm sure a lot of us have thought to ourselves, I like being weird, it makes me interesting. And while that statement holds some truth, there is always a small part of us that still wants to be normal. Patrick masks his identity to fit in, and this is something we all connect with. We all want to appear well in the eyes of our peers, and sometimes it means hiding certain parts of ourselves to fit in with a friend group, or hiding interest from our parents out of fear of disappointing them. However, for Patrick, it means suppressing your homicidal tendencies. Behind closed doors, people are able to be themselves. We can indulge in our guilty pleasures and be ourselves for better or worse. It's amazing how elating the feeling is of getting home from a day of classes and having some alone time. Patrick takes the mask off when he's alone and indulges in hookers and hurting people. He has to go to the extreme, playing hardcore pornography and gory movies, just to feel something while he's chilling in his apartment.
Something horrible is happening inside of me, and I don't know why. My nightly bloodlust has overflowed into my days. I feel lethal, on the verge of frenzy. I think my mask of sanity is about to slip.
Patrick has fantasies of murder. We see it in his crosswords, his drawings, and his vocabulary, a way for him to submerge these fantasies. And as American Psycho progresses, these feelings of rage become more and more real. We all have our own dark fantasies and guilty pleasures, but we exercise methods of keeping them under wraps. Doodles of dismembered prostitutes is probably not the best method. In fact, it might be why Patrick descends further into his madness. The final act of the film depicts Patrick on a rampage. He's reached the point of frenzy and is in a world of his fantasies. Mary Harron uses these scenes to show us the extent of Patrick's craziness. He shoots with barely a thought, he tries to feed a cat to a vending machine, and even destroys a police car. Patrick has done all these horrible things, and we've bared witness to it, watching him kill savagely. But you can't help but feel bad for him. Indulging in evil has finally caught up to him as he cries on the phone to his lawyer. It's sad. Once again, Patrick is in a familiar scenario. Although extreme, we all know when everything just gets to be too much, and you can't do anything but cry. So it turns out the rampage never happened. It's unclear if the other murders were real or not, as it seems that everything was just a daydream. But the agent selling Paul Allen's apartment suggests that everything did happen. That Paul Allen was murdered, and bodies were kept in the apartment, and that she had to clean it all up. That's up to interpretation. The importance of the crimes, real or not, is to show how emotions can build up and cause us to act out. This video is titled, Why American Psycho is a Bad Way to Hide Emotions. even though Patrick states that he has no emotions. I think he does, but he doesn't believe in them. Patrick only ever experienced feelings of hatred and insecurity and jealousy, emotions that make us feel subhuman if they aren't mixed in with happiness. Patrick never found a healthy way of speaking with his feelings. He was too busy perfecting his body, being macho towards his friends, and doing cocaine. So, if you ever do feel tired and angry at the world, it's maybe probably best not to draw your emotions like Patrick.